believe you would accuse me of attacking Florida. That's crazy. All I was doing was making the point that Florida was going the route of the Nick Saban starter kit with Napier. Here's a guy who once coached at Alabama, so they're going to hire him. And they're going to say, hey, do what Saban does. Okay, again, this isn't Kirby Smart. This is a guy who wasn't there 9 years, wasn't a coordinator. How many rings does he got? I think this is a reach for Florida.
Nick Saban's starter package. This guy, man, this whole argument is absolutely ridiculous. That Florida is just trying to go and emulate the next Nick Saban. It makes no sense. I mean, he was only a wide receiver coach from 2013 to 2016. It's not like he was a long-time coordinator, so that argument has no weight there. But then he compares it to Kirby Smart constantly throughout this interview. And if you haven't seen this interview, I recommend you go watch it. It's only 5 minutes with him and Pale Finebaun. Yeah, go watch it. But this whole argument makes absolutely no sense. And, he acts like Florida didn't need a coach that could do what Dan Mullen couldn't. Manage a whole team, which Billy Napier can and Dan Mullen couldn't. Recruit at a relentless effort and level, which Billy Napier does and Dan Mullen couldn't. Florida went out and got what they needed and wanted. So regardless of coaching for Nick Saban, 7 years ago or not, that whole argument's absolutely ridiculous and pointless to me. It's not like hiring a defensive coordinator like Kirby Smart. It's a lot different than that, in my opinion. But you guys can tell me. But this guy's just making the most ridiculous comments and analysis that I've probably ever heard as far as talking about Florida's coaching decision.
They're so desperate that they had to go out and try to find the next Nick Saban, which is the mistake. How many other Nick Saban clones have we seen? Now, some have succeeded. All right, Kirby Smart, obviously, Jimbo Fisher, one of the early, Saban got,
So the problem I have with this is you talk about Florida like they're trying to emulate the next Nick Saban and they're trying to hire from the Saban tree. They're trying to emulate the next Nick Saban. The argument's absolutely ridiculous. Not only because they hired Billy Napier for other reasons, but just because Nick Saban is God to you. That every program in America is just trying to hire the next Nick Saban. Anybody that's worked under Saban, apparently to you, just wants something from the Saban tree and to emulate the same things that he does. And that's not to say that any coach doesn't learn things from him, because they absolutely do. That's why Kirby Smart's so successful now. Your favorite coach, which is the only one that you could mention in that clip right there because you started stuttering. But with that being said, there's been a ton of coaches hired from previous Saban staffs: Butch Jones, Lane Kiffin, Jimbo Fisher, Billy Napier, Kirby Smart. What's really the argument here? There's no argument really to be made. You're just kind of stating things that really make no sense. No program is trying to emulate anything. ADs hire coaches for what they want in a coach. Like I said, they hired Billy Napier for a reason: recruiting and managing a team, and that's the plain simple facts. Now, I'm not gonna lie. There was some things that you said that made sense, as far as managing a team. The unknowns of a new coach, and you don't know if it's going to be good or not. Hell, no fucking shit. Nobody knows if it's going to work out. Nobody knows, not even me, and I'm high on the whole situation and Billy Napier. But nobody knows if it's going to work. It's just obvious facts, and you say that kind of to seem smart, but it's just not.
guys, I think I'm all in on Strickland. I just want to be clear on that.
You're all in on Strickland. He's the guy that brought. He's had a few bad hires. Come on, let's not get carried away here.